live stream, y'all. And I want y'all to follow my Instagram. This it right here, guys. At code.manxx. Follow my Instagram, y'all. At code.manxx. Now we got seven signs God is preparing you for something better. First of all, y'all hit that like button, y'all, that share button, y'all subscribe to the channel, and also too, man, donate, don't hate, guys. All right. Number one, guys, you finally get over your ex, guys. It's a sign that God's preparing you for something better. You know what I'm saying? You finally get over your ex, man. A lot of people, they're struggling with this. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, the Bible states, if God be for you, then who could be against you? So you guys gotta understand that God is for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like I said, they struggle with, getting over their ex because they feel like that if they don't let go of their ex, they're not gonna have nobody because they're insecure. They feel like they're gonna be alone, but really you're not alone because God said He'll never leave you nor forsake you. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like I said, you just need to have a connection with Him. What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? You need to deviate from the carnal mindset. You need to deviate from the devil. See, the devil, he'll have you thinking that, you are alone because you're not in a relationship with someone. Now, I'm not saying that relationships are bad or anything like that, but I'm just saying God, sometimes He'll isolate you to elevate you. So you guys gotta understand that this sign that God's preparing you for something better when you finally get over your ex. It's so many people, guys, that's struggling with getting over their ex, man. It's crazy. Especially a lot of guys, man. It's a lot of guys out here, you know what I'm saying, they struggling with getting over their ex because, you know what I'm saying, they're attached to what's between their legs. Or it can be a female, you struggling to get over your ex because maybe you had a baby by him. But he could be a demonic spirit that's trying to hold you back, that's setting you back. So you got to have that spirit of discernment. You got to have God with you, right? So because you're more than a conqueror. You can do it. God said he'll put no more on you than what you can bear. All right, guys. So you guys can understand that, man. So this is something that God's preparing you to be, God's preparing you for something better. Number two, guys, you feel the need to let go old habits, guys. It's something that God's preparing you for something better. When you feel the need to let go of those old habits, you know what I'm saying? Those old habits, they just was taking a toll. They were your setback. They were your inner demon, right? Really, you was your inner demon because you had bad habits that was bringing you down, that was keeping you at a low vibration, that was taking you out of your solid capacity, that was pulling you away from you, that was pulling you away from the God that's within you. So you could not be the personification of God. But now, since you got rid of those old habits, whether it's smoking, drinking, stealing, running the streets, selling drugs, selling your body, being a manipulator, you know what I'm saying, being a deceiver, God, He wiped that away from you, right? This is something that God's preparing you for something better. You start to feel like, man, I don't need to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Spirit of God speaking to you, letting you know, look, hey, you don't need to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's destroying you. It's bringing you down. You know what I'm saying? God can't dwell in an unclean place, right? God can't dwell in an unclean mind, right? The devil can dwell in an unclean mind. The demons can dwell in an unclean mind. The demonic spirits can dwell in an unclean mind, but God can't do that, right? So this is something that God's preparing you for something better, man. You get rid of those old habits because you know for a fact that that's not going to elevate you. What it's hurting you. It's damaging you. All right, guys? Number three, guys. Another sign that God's preparing you for something better. You find your purpose, guys. It's a sign that God's preparing you for something better. You finally find your purpose, man. And, you know what I'm saying? You realize, like, maybe you work in a job. Like, I'm working a job, but I'm pursuing this on the side, which is my purpose, right? This is a sign that God's preparing you for something better. You just got to stay steadfast and unmovable, right? You got to know that God is working in your life. God got a better plan for your life. You know what I'm saying? God got something greater, right? But this time, God's preparing you for something better, guys. You got rid of that mindset of just that lost mindset. That lost mindset that you have that deviates you from, your God-given purpose, right? But since you gave your life to God, now you tap into your God-given purpose. Now you know what you're supposed to be doing. Now you see things more clear. You have more clarity about life. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that God's preparing you for something better. All right, guys. Number 4, guys. You outgrow your old friends. Guys. Hold on, guys. Excuse me. But this Sunday, God's praying for something better, man. When you outgrow your old friends. My throat was getting kind of dry. When you outgrow your old friends, man, because you know for a fact that your old friends was nothing but they didn't have a connection with God. They did not want to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? They run in the streets, but you don't want to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? You want to be on God's side, right? You know what I'm saying? You want to be righteous. You want God to order your footsteps. You want to walk the narrow path. Right? You already been down to the path of destruction, and it got you nowhere. Right? It led you to a dead end. Right? It led you sad. It led you hopeless. It led you depressed. Right? It led you to the state of just emotionally out of control. Right? You was destroying yourself. But God will allow you. God will turn you over to a reprobated mind. Right? So you can come back to Him. That's if you are His. Right? If you are God's, you will come back to God. Right? But this time that God's preparing you for something better. You get rid of those old friends. Like I said, man, God said He'll, you gotta let the wheat and tare to grow together, and He'll do the separation. So as the wheat and the tare grow together, God is gonna separate you from some people that you're gonna have to deviate away from, right? See, God doing the separation right now on earth. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. You don't have to wait till you get in heaven for God to do the separation. No, He's doing it right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? Some people, like I said, man, you're going to just have to get rid of because they don't have God in their life. You know what I'm saying? They have not accept God, right? They got a carnal-minded mindset. They worshiping materialism. They worshiping everything outside of themselves. You know what I'm saying? You worshiping the God that's within you. They not doing that, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, two, bad company corrupts good manners. You realize that they was nothing but bad company. Those was not your friends, right? Those were your bad influences, right? Those were your demons that was influencing you. But now you got a righteous mindset that's connected to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Now you can see clearer. Now God got people that are like-minded that's going to be prepared for you in your future, which is the ones that are part of the 144,000. All right, guys, this is something that God's preparing you for something better. Numbers 5, guys. You're about to move to a different state. God's something that God's preparing you for something better. You're about to move to a different state because you realize like it's a lot of hate in your state. It's a lot of jealousy in your state, your town, your city. You know what I'm saying? The Bible states if you persecuted in one city, flee to the next, go to the next city, right? Go to the next state. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to do. This is something that God's preparing you for something better. You never know, guys. You know what I'm saying? You learn more when you step out of your comfort zone. You grow more when you get out of your comfort zone, right? When you got to figure out things, that's when you grow the most. But when somebody babying you, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't grow like that. But when you get out there on your own, excuse me, well, really you're not on your own. When you and God get out there, right? You don't have nobody, no carnal-minded people around you. That's when you're going to grow the most. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, guys, go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? You never know, guys. That new state can bring, it can bring the best up out of you. It can bring, not only financially, but spiritually, it can bring the best up out of you, man. You have a better connection with God. You know what I'm saying? Because you're away from everything. You're away from the noise, right? So you can meditate on God daily. You know what I'm saying? And financially, you got more breakthroughs, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have no distractions. You don't have nobody trying to influence you to do stuff, right? Because you don't know nobody there, right? It's just you and God, all right? So this is something that God's praying you something better. Number 6, guys, you just quit your job. Guys, this is something that God's praying you something better. Maybe it was a lot of drama. Maybe people, they were trying to bring you down, right? It's like, it seems like when you try to do the right thing, it's like, it's always something in your way. It's always a test. See, that's what it is. It's a test from the Most High. Is you going to keep trying? You know what I'm saying? Is you going to give up? Right? God said that He'll open a door for you that no man can close. He'll open a door for you that no woman can close. right? But you gotta have faith. So you can't walk by sight. You gotta walk by faith and not by sight, right? So what's going on now is nothing but a test. God testing you. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to see if you're gonna, if you, is you really connect to the Most High? Is you really got God in your life, right? Is you really ready to surrender? Is you really ready to do God's work and deviate away from the devil's work? Is you really on God's side? So God is testing you, right? You gotta pass that test, man. Don't give up, right? You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that God, He'll never leave you nor forsake you. All right. So this sign of God's praying for something better. Number 7, guys, you start an online business. Now, this sign of God's praying for something better. You start an online business, right? Now that online business, it might take time. Some online business take off quick, but a lot of the majority of them, guys, it takes time for it to take off. It takes years, right? So I'm a living witness. It's taking years from my, my online digital real estate for it to take off. But I'm still thriving. I'm still going, right? Because I'm not walking by faith and not by sight. I'm doing this because I love this. I'm not just doing it just for the money. There's too many bad people out here. It's too many, excuse me. It's too many bad people out there, bro. They're everywhere. Yeah, man. The people in the world only get worse. They're not gonna get no better. People are not gonna get no better. People only want to get worse. You know what I'm saying? Because the devil, he comes as a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. Right? You know what I'm saying? Most people, like I said, most people are not going to heaven. Most people is going to hell. Right? So the people in this world, they're gonna get worse. It's gonna be more and more demonic spirits using people. Right? It's gonna be crazy. Like how demonic people are gonna become in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you just gotta make sure you stay prayed up and you walking down the narrow path. You don't allow the things of this world to distract you from the Most High, to pull you away from God, to take you out of your sovereign capacity. All right, so you guys gotta understand that, man. All right, but yeah, man. Like I said, the people of this world, they're gonna only get more wickeder, right? Because people, like I said, they so desperate for materialism. They're so desperate for fame. A lot of people, they so desperate for relationships. They doing all type of crazy stuff. More and more insecure people, more and more weak-minded people is gonna be gonna be in this world, right? Like I said, because they being influenced by other people, right? They've been influenced by other carnal-minded people that's lost. There's so many people that's lost out here. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, guys, you starting that online business, but this sign of God's preparing you for something better. Like you found your God-given purpose. You starting your online business. You gotta be steadfast. You gotta be unmovable. You gotta have a lot of faith to start an online business, right? You gotta have a lot of mental strength. You gotta have a lot of willpower, right? And the main thing, you gotta have a lot of God. If you doing God's work, right? It's some people, they doing the devil's work, but if you doing God's work, you gotta have God, man, in your life. Right? Like I said, man, you got to be patient. Right? Nothing going to come overnight. Nothing's going to always happen in 1 year. Nah, it take years for most people. I'm not saying for everybody, but for most people. You know what I'm saying? You got to just keep going with what you're doing. You just got to keep doing it, keep pursuing it. Right? You can't give up on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting what you want out of it when you want to get out of it. See, nobody knows the mind of God. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't know when God's going to elevate you. God can elevate you at any moment, any minute, right? You know what I'm saying? But He's going to do it. He's going to make sure when He elevates you that you're going to be equipped. You're going to be ready, right? For the backlash, for the haters, right? You know what I'm saying? For the demonic spirits that's going to be used through people. Like, guys, when my channel, once it take off, guys, there's going to be a lot of demonic people in the comment section trying to get me to do what they want me to do, right? Say what they want me to say. Nah, man. Watch, y'all. Mark my words. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they not going to take this serious. But you might come back to this video, or you might say this, what I'm saying, and watch. You're going to start to see it. Watch. When my channel take off, there's going to be a lot of demonic people in the comment section trying to tell me to say this, to do this, and do that. Weird, man. Controlling people. Right? But I have that hedge around me. And I have that spirit of discernment. so I can decipher between